I was watching Josh
Yeah.
Barnett this Saturday. He's coming off a 2-year layoff. He's a mid-30s guy like yourself, and he fucking looked great. And I'm thinking, did you get some inspiration in watching the War Masters do his thing? You're a veteran of the sport like he is. You're a guy that took some time off. His was maybe a little bit different because you were recovering from injury, but either way, you weren't out there in the war room, in the battle room. You actually let your body decompress. And I think years ago we got so caught up in this whole ring rust thing, and now there's a lot of fighters coming off long layoffs that are going in there and smoking their opponents. Dominic Cruz is another one that comes to mind. Your compadre there on
Yeah.
Fox Sports.
Yeah, I did get a little inspiration from that man. He went out there and he fought a great fight. He wasn't afraid to go after it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was probably the biggest reason why he didn't let the ring rust affect him is because he just kind of went out there and attacked them. He wasn't afraid to go out there and get tired. And I think that's the biggest thing when you're having such a long layoff is just not being afraid to go out there and engage and to go out there and get tired. And I think that's where a lot of where the ring rust comes in is a psychological thing. You're thinking, "Oh, I'm so afraid. I don't want to get tired. I don't want to look like this." And you put all this pressure on yourself to be a certain way instead of just going out there and just feeling it and just letting it happen. And that's what I plan to do. I just plan to just go out there and feel it and just let it happen. Fighting for me is something I love to do, and it's something that comes easy and natural once I let it happen. The more I fight it, the more I try to do this or do that, the harder it becomes and the more mistakes that I make. But when I'm just loose, relaxed, and just enjoying myself, the fight comes easy.
Hey, Rashad, no disrespect, but why does that happen? I mean, you're a former champion. You're a veteran who's been in
Yeah.
there against a lot of tough dudes. Because I remember the Nogueira fight. I remember that kind of happened to you in the Nogueira fight. But I'm thinking,
Yeah.
damn, he's been in there with some tough dudes. I would think this is something you've already surpassed, just having those mental hiccups.
That's the thing about anytime you compete. Like competing is not so much it's not a foolproof, like I got this is my method and it works every single time. It kind of goes with the emotional temperature of how you're doing in life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it directly reflects what you have going on in your life. And a lot of when I was coming from that Nogueira fight, I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life and the hangover from losing to John Jones and everything else like that. So it kind of reflected what I was going through internally. And when you're competing, you have to make sure that you're mentally clicking on all levels, or if something's not right, then it's showing your performance. I think the more I just kind of let myself just relax and just kind of accept whatever comes, then I'm okay. But when I try to but when I'm like acting a certain kind of way, when I'm acting a certain kind of way or kind of feeling a certain kind of way, then it reflects in my performance. So I just try to, as long as I'm relaxed, then I'll perform well. But when I'm uptight, thinking too much, then I'm gonna have a horrible performance.